Yeah, this is Mr. Bangladesh, man, and this is Verse Online.
First question is your debut album is called Flowers and Candy. With its single called Tricks, what was the inspiration behind that song and the album name?
The inspiration behind the album name, I don't know. I just came up with it one day. I just liked it. Flowers Candy was kind of you know symbol for like for females. You flowers and candy is something you make up with, something you do for enjoyment.
Right.
Um, and it was a metaphor for drugs, meaning that the music is potent. It's a substance. It's something that that is addictive.
Right. Like so with your debut album you're saying that when fans listen to it, being that candy is addicting and flowers, females like flowers and candy, listening to this specific album, that's what seems like your fans are going to be like addicted to the album.
I just make addictive music. I have a sound, I have a fan base, people know my sound. I'm some people's favorite producer, I have a addictive sound like drugs,
Right.
like flowers and candy.
Okay.
Just what I do, I just have a unique sound that people love.
Okay. You're responsible for producing some of today's hottest artists. What made you want to jump from producing to now singing?
I grew up singing. I grew up in the choir. I grew up in the church. It's nothing new. This is nothing like. I just want to sing. I just want to rap. You know what I'm saying? All producers have other talents. We the most talented people. So, it's just nothing. I have a unique style to translate to my everyday living. This is a lifestyle. This is not, just something to do. I dress addictive. I dress unique. I dress like in a way where people want to bite it and copy it and look like me. So I grew up like that. That's why I started doing music. Is because in school, in middle school, I noticed that all my friends wanted to dress like me.
Right.
So I knew I had something unique. I knew I had something that I had something that I needed to use to translate into the real world, or even translate over into adulthood. I was like, man, I need to make money doing something, that I have an influence on. I have an influence on people. So it was a natural thing. Like I'm this is a lifestyle. This is how I live. And, everything I do, certain things I don't do because it's not me. This is who I am. I don't chase checks. I just do what I feel.
Right.
I say what I feel. I'm a real person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not an industry guy. This is not. You're not getting false reality. I'm me. If I don't like something, I'll say it. I'll verbally say it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I am. So, this is just, it's a lifestyle. Singing wasn't, something overnight. I've been singing, since my whole family sing. I grew up like that. It's just
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. That's good. You have special guests like Kendrick Lamar and 2 Chainz and Ice Cube on your debut album. Why only rappers and not singers? I'm sorry. And why those specific artists?
Well, I mean, my album done took many turns. I was rapping at first. This when I was first making Flowers and Candy, it was hip hop. I was making hip hop music. So, I had tricks on the hip hop album. I just had that one joint on this hip hop album. I was making an album not to be commercial, not to have a big hook on it, not to have a radio smash. I was making one of those fan base albums where people, just love who I am or love hip hop. They will follow me. I wasn't making a joint that, had a big top 10 hook or, a top 10 radio sound on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But I had this one particular song, Tricks, on that album for that reason, but I wasn't making it a single. I wasn't making it, my who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started playing it for people, like people was like, man, why play around with a hit record? Like why just have this on something that, you just giving away for free, or you just people not, you can win with this. So I started paying attention. I was like, man, you right. Like why play around with a hit if you got one?
Right.
So I put Tricks out first, so my music, the direction took a turn, you know what I'm saying? So, my hip hop music, at first when I was doing it, I was really done with it. Those were the features I had on there, so now it's different. I had to do more singing music. I had to do more music in this lane. So, this is just trial and error. This is just searching for, the best and, what I'm trying to do. I still have the rap music. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have options. What to put on Flowers and Candy. So, to answer your question, that was early in when I was making the music. It was early on, when I was just strictly rapping.
Okay.
I had Tricks just on my album. It was kind of like Lauryn Hill when she came out. She had one rap song, and I bought her album, being a Lauryn Hill fan, of her rap. Then I buy her album, and she got like all singing songs on her album.
Yeah.
And I was kind of disappointed, but
you still
the
enjoyed
more I was listening to it, the more I listened to it, because my expectations were in a mind state of wanting to hear a rap. So when I heard it, I didn't give it a chance because she was singing. And the more I listened to it, I was like, damn, this is a classic. Like, this is really classic. Like, this is really genius. Even Andre 3000, like, Love Below. Like, Andre, some people's favorite rappers, my favorite rapper. So you want to hear him rap, and you buy the album, and it's like he's singing. It's like, it's great though.
Right.
It's genius. You know what I'm saying? So, my style is, I adapt to all weather. So, I come from a place where I could put, I could dress up, I could dress down, I could dress however and look right doing it. I'm convinced in doing it. It's not like I'm trying or I'm reaching for something. Like, Pharrell can do a hood record, then he do I'm Happy, then he do rock music, then he do this, then he do that. I'm a variety pack. Like, that's what I do.
Oh, okay. That's good. Different. You recently signed Keke Palmer to your label. Being that she's a former child star turned singer, what kind of sound are you going to bring to her album?
What kind of what sound?
Yeah, to her album.
Kiki's 20 now. She's becoming a young lady, a grown woman. She has responsibilities. She has bills, and she's dating. She likes boys, and she's into what she's into. So I mean, the sound is just really connecting with girls her age.
Right. Like the reason why I asked that is, sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, the reason why I asked that because it seems nowadays that some child stars, it seems like once they reach that age, like they're over 18, it's like I'm liberated. I can do whatever I want to do, and so it's like kick out, the kiddie stuff, and let me do the grown, let me do my grown women-ish, as I say. So, like for Keke, what would that be for?
Really, really name who did that. Who did it like that? Name them right quick.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, but what color is she?
Caucasian.
All right. So that's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
Okay.
So, everybody want to compare like black and white, but it's just totally different. Not to be on the race thing, but it's just totally different in music, man. It's you can get away with a lot when you different colors. You can get away with a whole lot. Like it's just more acceptable when you lighter color. It's just a whole other thing. Keke is a beautiful brown skinned female. She's not. She's like real wholesome. She comes from a mom and dad background. She's raised in a family setting. She comes from Chicago.
Yeah.
She's not on there. She does want to feel sexy. She want to be sexy. She want to be youthful. She want to be. She might want to wear some high shorts. To show her legs, or just to feel beautiful as a female at 20 years old. You might have a nose ring or something like that, but not seeing like pulling the titties out and
right.
Being naked in the videos and nothing like that. She don't even think about stuff like that. Like she really don't like that. Period. You know what I'm saying? So now we're not reaching for shock value or trying to be trying to go with what's going on and what's working.
Right.
We just it's about the music. That's where I come in. That's my job. Maybe if she was on her own, and she was just in the industry on her own, but the dynamics of what I bring to what she does and who she is I bring the knowledge of what's hot and what's not and what's cool and what ain't. So, I'm a important tool in what she's doing. She never had like a producer or somebody, that can direct her in the right way where she trusts. So, that's really what I do is mold and really say what is jamming and what ain't jamming. It's my job. I have a niche to know certain things. It's just that's my gift to know what is hot and what ain't hot.
Right. Okay. All right. So you have a nonprofit educational organization called Hey Young World. What's the purpose and goal behind that organization?
Importance and goal is really, it was just an idea. I always wanted to work with kids. I first wanted to target the young boys, because there's a lack of men in the world. I think there's a lesser than right now, and being a man is really important in today's society. It's very important. It's the most important thing because it's shaping and molding of the generation. Without the man, you have no backbone. You have no, you have no backbone. You have no support. There's no strength there. Everything is weakened. So you need the woman and you need the man. You don't need two men. You don't need two women. You know what I'm saying? So it's important. It's important that we continue to raise men and teach the men how to be men and not boys or less than their potential. We need to really exercise their potential and being a man. And it's not only just focused with young boys or young men. It's focused on young girls. How to be young women. And that just comes through. Mentoring and being around them, having activities, doing activities, talking, letting them know what the most important thing in life is and what the least important thing in life is, and just having an example that they might not have seen. I didn't grow up, with a famous producer or a famous artist or somebody that was talking to me or telling me something. I might have, it might have changed my life. It might have did something that that really changed my life. You can either go left or right out here. You can either die or survive. It's very important. That when I'm in a position that I'm in, that I give back. That's what God wants me to do, and that's what God wants us to do. So it's important to fulfill and give back to somebody that was less fortunate or really don't see an example, like a positive example out there. So I was fortunate enough to have a strong brain and mental to know right from wrong, and I was my family was had morals, and I was taught those morals to know right from wrong, and luckily I survived through things that people usually don't survive in, and I just look at that as once in a lifetime. There's a lot of people that in my situation that don't survive, so it takes a strong mental. If you can help somebody get through something or just talk positive to somebody or give them hope, it might change their life.
Oh, okay. You've been producing for artists for over 10 years. What advice can you give to, how you're mentoring young men who might want to follow in your footsteps? What advice can you give them?
It's really chase your dreams. You mean like people that's doing music?
Yeah, like someone who would want to. Yeah, like people who want to be a producer.
I wanted to be a producer because that's was my passion to do. Right. And at the time, I was so passionate about it. I invested in my own skills. Really not knowing the outcome. Some people don't like to invest their money because they don't know if it's going to come back, or they don't know if it's going to make sense for their lifestyle at the time. They don't want to. They rather buy something or pay for something that is beneficial at the moment. Not really visionary. We need more vision. I was more of a visionary. I kind of like really thought out in my whole existence. Like since I was in the second grade, I was always thinking and always brainstorming. I was always flirting with the word producer, even when I didn't even know what it was. And I grew up in music, being in church and choir. My family is talented, but nobody ever took it to the next level or pursued their goals, or maybe they did, they just didn't, stick to it. I was more of a dreamer and a believer. So I will always say, you got to dream and believe in yourself and invest in yourself, and don't do it just to make a quick come up. Do it because you love it. Don't do it for the money. The money's gonna come. I never thought about money when I first started producing, first started making beats. I was addicted to it. I saved my money from cutting hair. And I was just so addicted to it. I stopped going to work. Like I stopped cutting hair. Like I was like, man, I know I need to go because people there waiting for me. I have my own shop. Like people waiting for me to open up, and I was like, man, I was just so stuffed in front of the beat machine. I just couldn't move. It was just so crazy.
Right.
I was like, man, this is what I want to do. So you just gotta stick with it. Then you gotta create a sound that's only your sound. So you could stand out amongst crowds. You want to bring something to the music, not just get in it and do what music's doing. You want to be a trendsetter. So that's what I strive to be.
Oh, okay. How can artists get signed to your label? Like, what's the process and who is the contact person?
Oh, I mean, you just gotta be talented. You gotta be something, that I need or that I think is beneficial to what's going on at the music. Or, you gotta have a unique style or sound. It's not difficult, but in a way it is, but in a way it ain't. I recognize talent. You don't have to have like millions of views on the internet and nothing like that. You really send music to my email.
Okay.
Or you can send music to my kids grow up at gmail.com, spelled just like I said it. My kids grow up at gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Bangladesh. You can find me on Instagram, Bangladesh Productions.
Okay.
Either way.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Bangladesh, for the interview.
I appreciate you.
And congratulations on the album and the label.
Thanks. Yeah, this is Mr. Bangladesh, man, and this is Verse Online.